Now at 5, a Kansas City, Kansas police officer with local ties dies in the line of duty. Plus, see how Fort Scott, Kansas is changing the landscape of their community. And
President Trump holds a wide-ranging cabinet meeting as his administration escalates its crackdown on crime. I'm Erica Brown with more on that and the president's feud with a Fed official.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Kansas City, Kansas police officer with ties to this area has died in the line of duty. And now a suspect is in custody accused of hitting him with a truck. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The fallen officer is 26-year-old Hunter Simoncic. He was a graduate of Pittsburgh State University from Galesburg, Kansas. Simoncic had formerly worked at the Southeast Kansas Regional Juvenile Detention Center in Girard. He'd been with the KCK Police Department for nearly 2 years. Investigators say a chase began after KCK police responded to a call of shots fired early this morning. Police approached a suspect in a vehicle who drove away. Authorities say as Simoncic deployed stop sticks, the driver drove toward the officer and struck him, then continued fleeing. Simoncic was pronounced dead at the hospital. The suspect is 31-year-old Dennis Mitchell III of Kansas City, Kansas. He eventually crashed and officers arrested him on suspicion of a number of crimes, including first-degree murder. In less than 1 hour, an impeachment hearing is going to begin that will determine the future of Carl Junction's mayor. Mayor Mike Moss is at the center of controversy after allegations of workplace harassment. These allegations come from reported comments referring to female city employees as, quote, Steve's harem, a reference to City Administrator Steve Lawver. The investigation into the allegations identified many potential violations of city code, leading the City Council to bring 4 articles of impeachment against Moss. Legal counsel for Moss and the city anticipate the impeachment hearing to take only one night. But if more time is needed, it'll continue on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. We're going to have details from tonight's impeachment hearing on KOAM News at 10. Big changes are on the horizon for Fort Scott. Very soon, the community will welcome a brand new medical facility, complete with a state-of-the-art emergency department. But that's not all. City leaders say they hope to secure funding to build 10 to 20 new homes, a move aimed at attracting more talent and boosting local business. They say it's one thing the community has been eagerly waiting for.
MIH grant and the Kansas Housing Investor Tax Credit. And those are the ones that we're looking to hopefully partner with someone in the development area that will be residential housing. We're looking for about $175,000, the max price range that we're looking to do.
The city hopes to secure funding for that project next year. Little Balkans Days is a festival celebrating the rich history of the Pittsburgh area, and this year there's a scavenger hunt leading up to the event. People wishing to participate can download the list of questions on the Facebook page. Each entry with all questions answered will be entered for a drawing for prizes.
Part of it is it's a family experience, right? I was born and raised in Crawford County, so Dad could definitely know the answers from Girard. I had lots of little aunts, and my grandparents lived in Pittsburgh, so I grew up hearing a lot of that random trivia that at the time you hear it, you don't appreciate it, you don't take it in. But now as an adult, I go, oh, I remember.
The finished questions can be dropped off at Ron's Supermarket, the Chamber of Commerce, Toast, or Meyer Law Firm. They must be a paper copy. Boy, beautiful temperatures out there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it turned out to be a fantastic day for us today, especially right after our cold front that rolled through over the weekend. So we're kind of in our false fall right now. It's still summertime, feels like fall. Don't let it trick you because, of course, it's going to warm back up. But most of this week actually looking pretty good. Rain increasing tomorrow afternoon. Showers, thunderstorms tomorrow night into Thursday. We could even see some heavy amounts of rain across the region. So we got to keep our eyes on that. As of right now, there's not much going on. We have partly cloudy skies. It looks pretty good. And it's pretty calm for us tonight. Another very comfortable night. We drop back into the mid-50s. Notice the clouds increase through the day. Showers, scattered thunderstorms get in late afternoon into the evening hours. We're going to be breaking this down for you here in just a bit.
Catching a few, investigators are trying to zero in on a cause of yesterday's explosion in North St. Louis County, Missouri, that forced multiple families from their homes. Fire officials say 20 homes were damaged and 3 were destroyed. Police say an 18-year-old man was taken to a hospital with life-threatening injuries, and a woman was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries and released later. In a wide-ranging cabinet meeting, President Trump dug in on his promise to terminate the first black woman to serve as a Federal Reserve governor. He also threatened new measures to crack down on urban crime. Erica Brown has the latest now from the White House.
Speaking of that,
President Trump is raising the stakes on his crackdown on crime in the nation's capital.
if somebody kills somebody in the Capitol, Washington, D.C., we're going to be seeking the death penalty.
More than 2,000 National Guard troops are patrolling the streets of Washington to fight crime, some of them carrying their service weapons. President Trump says Baltimore or Chicago could be next. The Maryland and Illinois governors have pushed back.
You would think that Illinois would have such a problem with crime, such a bad governor. He should be calling me and he should be saying, could you send over the troops, please? It's out of control.
In the 7th cabinet meeting of his second term, President Trump accused cities of falsifying their crime statistics. In a long and wide-ranging discussion, he also kept up the pressure on the Federal Reserve. Speaking from the cabinet room, newly decorated with gold accents, the president did not back away from his plan to fire Fed Governor Lisa Cook over allegations of mortgage fraud. Cook says she will not resign. Her attorney adding in a statement, the attempt to fire Cook lacks any factual or legal basis, and we will be filing a lawsuit challenging this illegal action.
She seems to have had an infraction, and she can't have an infraction, and especially that infraction because she's in charge of, if you think about it, mortgages, and we need people that are 100% above board.
The president's ongoing clash with the Fed could undermine the central bank's independence, given the White House unprecedented power over the nation's monetary policy. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
In a statement this afternoon, the Fed said that the president may remove a governor only for cause, but that it will abide by any court decision. Still ahead, a heads up for parents.
New recommendations for keeping an eye on your child's mental health. I'm Jared Hill with what the American Academy of Pediatrics says doctors should be watching for almost immediately after birth.
And a link between cognitive decline and misread emotions. Those stories in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, there's a big shift in how to tackle children's mental health. New guidelines are giving pediatricians a more specific timeline on what to look for, and it starts at infancy. Jared Hill reports.
A new report from the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends doctors do more to identify mental, emotional, and behavioral issues in children. New guidelines say screening should start at infancy by looking for postpartum depression in the parents. Over the next 2 years, doctors should ask about a child's sleep, emotions, and behavior. And starting at age 3, screen for mental health at annual check-ins.
It's a lot of the same things as an adult. How well are they sleeping? How well are they eating? How are they interacting with others?
According to the AAP, nearly 40% of U.S. children will face a mental or behavioral health issue by the time they turn 16. Common causes include trauma, abuse, neglect, poverty, parental stress, and bullying. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder is editor-at-large for public health at KFF Health News. She says identifying mental health problems is crucial, but treating patients has its hurdles.
Unfortunately, this is going to mean a lot of kids getting diagnoses who don't necessarily have access to care. We have a real shortage of child psychiatrists in this country. Even if you have good insurance, you might be looking at months to even years long wait to see somebody.
Dr. Gounder says parents can help children by starting a dialogue, model healthy behavior, stick to routines, limit screen time, and plan offline activities like sports and arts. She says in addition to your child's pediatrician, parents should lean into teachers and counselors and to approach mental health as a team effort. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
The AAP says up to 1 in 5 children are living with a mental, emotional, or behavioral disorder at any given time, and the pandemic exacerbated that problem. Scientists say they've identified a possible early warning sign of cognitive decline. A study published by the Society for Neuroscience found that as people age, some misread emotions and others as positive, even when their emotions are neutral or negative. This positive emotion bias is associated with changes in the brain linked to cognitive decline and neurodegeneration. And more evidence that the Mediterranean diet is good for you. A Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health study found people who followed the diet, which stresses fruits, veggies, grains, lean protein, and little to no red meat, cut their risk of type 2 diabetes by 31% when combined with exercise and reducing calories. Researchers say millions of diabetes cases could be prevented by combining the Mediterranean diet with exercise. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, how airlines are elevating the dining experience for passengers.
And we're going to elevate our chances for rain moving in as we go into your Wednesday details coming up. It definitely turned out to be a great Tuesday for us today. We had some clouds during the morning hours after kind of a gloomy Monday, a much cooler Monday across the region. Today, temperatures fantastic. Most of us low to mid 80s. Quite a bit of sunshine. Any rain today has mainly been to our south through Oklahoma, parts of Arkansas, and then stretching into northern parts of Texas as well. We're going to bring that rain back into our region and fairly widespread as we get into Wednesday and then heading into Thursday. Let's go through time. We're going to stop 6 a.m. on your Wednesday. Clouds increasing. There will be some sunshine, but a lot of clouds. Mid to upper 50s. Very comfortable start. Clouds continue to thicken through the morning hours. Still mostly cloudy. Here's the noon hour. Notice our temperatures mid upper 70s. I think we'll probably cap out near 80 and then probably drop as we go into the evening. Here's 4:30 in the afternoon. Scattered showers, mainly light, but light showers, a batch working through southeastern Kansas, Oklahoma, working into southwestern Missouri. On and off light scattered showers as we go through the evening hours. So here's 8:30 p.m. Look at the temps. We're sitting into the 60s, and then things really start to blossom. After midnight tomorrow night, showers, thunderstorms start to increase. Heaviest looks to track right through northeastern Oklahoma, but I think most of us should get at least some rain tomorrow night into Thursday morning. So lower 60s, here's Thursday morning, scattered showers and thunderstorms to start the day. Nothing too strong, nothing severe, just good old rain. Here's 9:30 in the morning. And then rain slowly works out of here as we get into the afternoon. Then by Thursday afternoon, mainly just cloudy skies across the region. High temps into lower 70s. A lot of clouds sticking all the way around into Friday as well. How much rain could we get? Heaviest is going to be southern, southwestern counties through Oklahoma. A lot of areas 1 to 3 inches, even all the way up to Pittsburgh, possibly about an inch of rain. Our northern counties will see the least amount. Now, we're not going to see any rain tonight. These chances start to increase tomorrow afternoon into the evening and then kind of scattered throughout the overnight hours tomorrow night. Day planner for you, 77 by noon, high temp of 80, rain increasing late in the day. It looks great out there right now. Great shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking downtown Joplin. If you are getting out this evening, enjoy it. 80s, 70s, 60s. Across the region, that's where we're sitting right now, upper 70s to near 80 degrees. And our humidity, look at this. We always have been talking about dew points into the 70s. They're mid 50s, so it feels pleasant. And that's what we are going to see tonight as we have this kind of cooler air working in from parts of Canada. Let me run you into the holiday weekend real quickly. I can't believe it's already Labor Day weekend this weekend. It looks pretty good. We're going to be low to mid 80s on Saturday. I think Sunday also low to mid 80s, maybe upper 80s by Sunday. But overall, it looks like a pretty good holiday weekend. 80 on Wednesday, only 74 on Thursday, 78 on Friday. And then mid to upper 80s to near 90 as we go into Labor Day. So we do heat back up next week, but my gosh, next few days are going to be fantastic.
Near perfect. Yes, me. Thanks, Zach. Coming up, serving tasty meals in the sky. Topping today's Consumer Watch, airline food is usually one of the top complaints about flying, but some carriers are trying to elevate the dining experience. In today's Travel Tuesday, Wednesday, Gillette reports on their efforts and the challenges serving tasty meals in the sky.
On a recent Turkish Airlines flight out of Istanbul, Hasan Bayrak Tarolu helped launch dinner service.
A small kitchen here.
He's one of the airline's flying chefs who take orders, then prepare and serve meals in business class.
I'm plating, I'm cooking at 13,000 feet.
Warming the dishes is one hurdle.
Thanks to technology, we have the ovens. They're working perfectly.
The multi-course meals by flickering faux candlelight include salad and dessert trays. The flying chefs are only on board Turkish Airlines flights that are 8 hours or longer. About 80% of the food is sourced from local producers throughout Turkey.
What did you order on the plane?
So I had the beef medallions.
The flying chef service is a draw for Detroit resident Joanne Faye Curry, who we met in the airline's business lounge in Istanbul.
I think it's a brilliant idea. It's very, very elegant. I mean, it really made you feel like you were walking into a five-star restaurant.
The business class only airline La Compagnie, one of those we are invited aboard, brings 5-star meals through a guest chef program. The executive chef and co-owner of Michelin star restaurant Frivo in New York City, Franco Sampogna, took to the skies this summer with La Compagnie. He had to balance his vision with the constraints of altitude, such as causing food to lose flavor.
Salads don't hold up well, things that are very fragile don't hold up well. So yeah, there's a list of limitations. Shellfish doesn't do very well.
The airline, offering less expensive business fares than other carriers, travels to and from Newark, New Jersey to Italy and France.
We want to bring the French cuisine as being part of our offering.
Of course, the wine selection is French, and champagne helps elevate the flight.
Passenger satisfaction with food on domestic airlines is low. A recent survey from YouGov finds JetBlue tops the list with 57% of recent travelers rating its in-flight snack and drink offerings as good, followed by Delta at 54% and United at 51%. Dr. Pepper and Keurig are planning a split 7 years after the two companies merged. It's expected to come after Keurig Dr. Pepper wraps up its $18 billion acquisition of Peet's coffee owner, JDE Peet. After the split, one company is expected to focus solely on coffee, while the other focuses on other beverages, including Dr. Pepper, 7-Up, and energy drinks. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says it's probing into reports of engine failures involving more than 1 million Honda and Acura vehicles. The agency says it had determined that a 2023 recall involving a crankshaft defect was not the cause of the engine failures. NHTSA says a new probe will, quote, further evaluate the scope and severity of the potential problem. Impacted models include the Honda Odyssey, Pilot, and Ridgeline, and the Acura MDX from 2016 to 2020, and the Acura TLX from 2018 to 2020. Final check of the forecast up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, AI comes to rental cars. Which car rental giant is using the technology to spot damage and what that means for you? Then on KOAM News at 6, more of the Carl Junction mayor impeachment process among allegations of workplace harassment. Plus more on that scavenger hunt for the Little Balkans Festival. And it's cut down day for the NFL. We're going to look at the Chiefs' latest roster. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Hey, speaking of the Chiefs, if you haven't heard by now, this person, her name is Taylor Swift. Well, she and another person you might have heard of, Travis Kelce, they're getting married. The 3-time Super Bowl winner and pop star announced their engagement after Swift just said yes. This enchanted love story started about 2 years ago after the Kansas City Chiefs tight end pursued the singer-songwriter. Swift, Kelce, you've heard of those two?
I have.
Yeah?
It's a big deal on the internet.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's exploding. Everybody's talking about it. It will be for a while, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
The weather looking nice.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. 79 tomorrow. We are going to get a few random light showers during the afternoon. 74 Thursday. Some heavy amounts of rain tomorrow night into Thursday morning, which we could use.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.